Hello, I'm Chef Vivien, French chef. Today, pork liver pâté. Pâté, really French appetizer with many variants. Today we'll make a silky and smooth pork liver pâté. Really like a mousse. It's like chocolate mousse, but it's a starter. So it exists in industrial way that we eat in all canteen when you are young. Like this form with jelly on top and really pink color. But today it will be the homemade version with little adaptation to the house, because about the fat, for instance, fat of pork, it will be difficult for you to find a good one like for industrial or real charcuterie. So we will use a salty fat. So we'll use pork liver, an egg, spices, some liquid cream, fat, shallot, thyme, bay leaves, and of course it will be better if we add some port wine and Armagnac. If you don't have, you don't put, it will be also tasty, don't worry. And if you don't drink alcohol, don't like alcohol, you just don't put it and you have another version. Let's go there. We have here a chicken stock that I will infuse with 2 or 3 more bay leaves to give more taste. It's a usual clear chicken stock. It can be veal stock, no worry. Now I have to take my fat. This is a salty fat with the skin on top. It's from Iberic pork. The good way will be that if you find the same but fresh, no salty. Mine is salty, so we will cut some cubes without the skin. The skin, I will keep it. You will see after why I keep the skin. We switch on the stock. So cubes of fat. Because the process will be today to poach the liver and to poach the fat. Why? Because in charcuterie you will use the internal fat part usually, very fine fat from kidneys, from hearts, usually around kidneys. It's a very fine and delicate fat that we use for this recipe. In this case, in our house we don't have, but the process is the same. We will blanch in a stock. If really you don't have stock, you put salty water, boiling, and for a minute poach the fat and poach the pieces of liver. For sanity reason, to kill some bacteria that are really used to be in all internal parts like liver. That's all. I have here my liver. Our liver, you need to remove the little skin, the little fin that there is in the whole liver. If you have a chance to have a whole liver, I have only slices of liver, of pork liver. My stock is boiling. I put my fat on the stock for a minute and I have time to work just to check my liver. Now to check is, for instance, for example, the skin have been already removed, but here I see a nerve, some nerves, so I will remove them easily like this. Hop. You follow it, and you have this, hop, and you remove it. Well, of course, this depends on the quality and the size of your blender. If you have a little blender, to remove carefully all nerves. If you have a big food processor like this, it's not a big problem. My fat is okay. She's blanched, so I can put directly in the food processor to cool down. And now in the same pot, we wait that is boiling once again. I will blanch very quickly my fat. My liver. I will blanch very quickly my liver. This way. Up, inside, it's blanched, I take it out. And also it goes in the food processor. We finish the liver. In another recipe, which is called parfait. It's also pâté, but it's another name, it's parfait. This process there is not this process, it's a raw liver. don't be afraid, this is the mousse, this is the silky, fluffy pâté. You need to do this process. Ingredients are not exactly the same. Write me in comments if you want to see the recipe of parfait. This is my cutting board for meat, so I remove it. I instantly now wash it because it's a lot of bacteria, so I wash it, put a little bit of vinegar and store it. My liver and my fat is cooling down. We have time to chop, ciseler the shallots. You can use onions, but shallot is a better taste, I think, thinner taste. Ciseler. Don't be afraid and don't worry if it's not too thick, too little pieces like for a sauce or whatever, because after, of course, all of this will go in the food processor to won't remain some pieces. It's just for cooking process and to take all the flavors, in our case of thyme, if you don't put alcohol, thyme and pepper, and if you put alcohol, spirits, take the taste of all the spirits. A bit of butter in a pan, and we will gently fry them, pan fry them, not to give color, or really if you blonde color maximum. Otherwise you will give a strong taste and not so nice color to your pâté. I put some thyme, flower of thyme, pepper, ground pepper, to toast it a little bit. I like this taste. Voilà. And when, after 2-3 minutes, it starts to be a bit transparent, now it's show time, show and hot time, because it's flambé time. Armagnac, cognac, whiskey. We heat a bit more the pan, and when it's hot, we put, we fire. 1, 2, 3. Hopla. And now it smells Gascogne. And directly you put your port wine, porto, to deglaze. You control evaporation of alcohol, so as you see, there is no alcohol. And we switch off. And we let it also cool down. Now this is cooling down. This is quite cool also. In France we have a special word which is terrine, which we use for pâté. It's like this, but from the same, but from ceramic. You can use this for cake. It's also work. No, not problem. You can use just a bowl, ceramic bowl, because this we will cook in bain-marie. Bain-marie is when you put this into a bigger dish with water, and after it goes to the oven. I put, in this case, I put some butter, really soft butter, pomade, and the foam in the mold. This way it will be possible for me to exit from the terrine. If you have ceramic terrine, if you have a bowl, it's not obligation, because you will let it inside the dish and serve it with the spoon. Hop. So this is ready. Now we go for the liver. We come back to our liver, which is now cold, and here I will add spices, sugar, garlic, and 4 spices. Hop. 4 spices, I remember you, it's cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and pepper, but it exists already mixed. 4 spices, and we blend. This is cold, so I can put in my mix, and we blend once again. I take my skin and I will use it to put in the bottom of the terrine. Why? Because it will give once again his taste and a bit of his collagen. If you don't have pork skin, it's not obligation. And you can put just a bay leaf or different bay leaves, a nice one. I will put it here, this way. So the bain-marie, we take a bigger mold where you can put water and where you can put after your terrine inside. This is the floating terrine. Now I should add the salt. The salt you must calculate all your ingredients, and if it's 1 kilo, 15 grams of salt by kilogram. In my case I will put a bit less because my fat, which represents around 30% of the recipe, it's salty. So in my case I will put two-third part of 15, which is 10 grams by kilo. The base is 1.5% of salt. 1.5% of salt. It's the base. In some places more, in some other countries less, but the good base for me is 1.5%. Hop. Hop. And the pepper will be around 0.2%. Let's check the egg before put it. It's good, so I can put it. We make a kind of emulsion. And now I can add the liquid cream, 30% minimum fat, 30% fat minimum. The liquid cream is just you mix to really make a good homogeneous mix, and that's all, not more. And it's done. So as you see, quite pink color and liquid, easy to put in the mold this way. It's the perfect amount for this kind of cake. I've cut a baking paper, which is now I will put on the top in order to protect a little bit the surface of my pâté, like this. It should touch the pâté and we can cook. For this kind, for this size, it can be up to 1 hour and a half. It depends the temperature of your water, temperature of this, your oven, and so on. So it must be around 160 degrees Celsius, the oven, and the target is 67 degrees Celsius inside. Okay, 67 degrees Celsius inside is really easy. When you will take a knife, put down the paper and inside, wait 8 seconds, remove, touch here, it will burn your lips. It will be 67 degrees. Or better you buy a thermometer. And we put in oven. After 1 hour, our liver pâté is ready. So we exit from the hot water. I've tried with the knife and the lips, burning lips, so it's ready. Now, if you have this kind of cake, you can put directly in the cold water, really cold water with ice, to cool down as soon as possible, as quick as possible, for sanity reasons. If you have ceramic terrine, wait around 10 minutes and after put it there, because otherwise you can kill your ceramic device. So 10 minutes and after put here. If you have this form, this mold, it's not a problem to put directly. Why? Because in the kitchen we have a rule in the kitchen. All dishes must be from above 65 degrees Celsius, below 10 degrees Celsius in less than 2 hours. This is a basic rule HACCP to control the bacteria and all microbes and all bad things in the kitchen. So if you do this, you can keep longer time in the fridge. It's all safety and it's all okay. So that is why we do this and not just let the pâté here during 2, 3, 4 hours, but we put as soon as possible in cold water, and in 2 hours it must be, you can add after a while you can add more ice, and in 2 hours must be around 10 degrees inside. So 10 degrees. So you can store it in the fridge. When it's cooled down, I will put it in the fridge and wait for minimum 1 day before eat it and try it with a good French baguette. You should not eat it directly now because it must be cold first, and second because it will be in 1 day in the fridge, it will be some transformation, the fat will be come back solid, the collagen will do his effect, and the texture will change in 1 day. If you try it now, it's not nice. It's not nice. But tomorrow or even after tomorrow will be really delicate starter. So let's check it tomorrow. After 24 hours, how terrine, mousse, pâté is pork stay so 24 hours in the fridge. As you remember, I put butter before to put the mousse. So butter is solid when it's cold and liquid when it's hot. So to take out from this mold, you make once again bain-marie, hot water, put your terrine in this hot water, a bit more. You wait around 2 minutes, you will help this way. I will help a little bit. We remove the paper and let's see if it's okay. It must come easily. Like this and hop. Seems to have worked. 1, 2, 3. Oh la la! We have the very nice skin of pork on top. We must remove because we won't eat it, but it gave his gelée, so it's good. And now we cut slice with a hot knife. Oh, it's smooth. It's wonderful. A little tip, when you cut the slice, after you put once again your knife in the hot water and you make shiny like this. And you make shiny like this. The same for foie gras. Of course, in France we will serve it with some cornichon, pickles of little cucumber. I don't know how do you say cornichon. I think cornichon. Or whatever pickles, cabbage pickles, onion pickles. A good bread toast and you enjoy. As you see, what was left, I put it also the same in bain-marie in oven, and you have this result. After you add this, you close and you have it for 1 week in your fridge. Let's try it with the crispy toast, fresh crispy toast and cornichon. Little bit sourness, sweetness, sourness, crustiness, all natural product. Wonderful pleasure with this pâté of pork liver. Put a like and subscribe to this channel.